Okay, the go is a quick reminder of how to solve a quadratic by using factored form, and then getting the x-intercepts from that, and then how to get a y-intercept by just staring at this problem. So let's go take a peek here at what were the steps we did in semester 1 to do this, and make sure you remember this skill. Okay, so for example, for the first one here, some of you like to use the little x, some of you don't. You don't need to, but we're trying to get the factors of what times what equals 20 and adds up to 9. You got it. It's 4 and 5. And so the factored form of this quadratic is x plus 4, x plus 5. But those are not the solutions or the x-intercepts. Those are your factors. Remember, we then have to solve each piece in order to get the other. And so by minusing 4, we get that x equals negative 4, and by minusing 5, we get that x equals negative 5. And what you guys realized is that if the factors were positive, positive, the solutions and the x-intercepts were negative, negative. How do I write an x-intercept? I have to write that intercept as negative 4, 0, and negative 5, 0 in intercept form. And then this is my favorite one, the y-intercept, when x is 0. So if x was 0, 0 squared, 9 times 0 is just 0. 0 plus 20. Isn't this my y-intercept just staring at me there? And that's it. So my y-intercept is just the c value at the end of the quadratic. And we write it in intercept form 0, 20. Okay, so now we should be able to kind of speed this up a little bit with less work, because you guys are going to start to notice these patterns and be able to get these answers, I think, a little bit more quickly. So for example, on this next one, what times what makes 15 and then subtracts to give us positive 2? Are you thinking of 3 and 5? And which one's going to get the negative? You're right. 5 times negative 3 gives me negative 15, but 5 minus 3 gives me 2. So my factored form is x plus 5, x minus 3. Now, is it okay if you write the x minus 3 first and the x plus 5 after? Totally, you can write these in any order. So then if my factor is a positive 5, opposite of positive 5 would be negative 5. And if my factor is a negative 3, my intercept is a positive 3. What's the y-intercept? The c value staring at me there at the end? 0, negative 15. Okay, pause the video, go try it. Let's see how you did. All right, this is the one where there's no middle term, because your factored form, what times what equals 49, is negative 7 and positive 7. So what are my intercepts? Positive 7, 0, negative 7, 0. What's my y-intercept? It's the c value staring there at me at the end. What times what equals 30 and adds up to negative 13? You got it, 3 and 10. Both of them need to be negative for this one to work out. So my factored form, x minus 3, x minus 10, that makes my intercepts 3, 0, 10, 0, and there's my c value, my y-intercept staring at me. Here comes my factored form for what times what makes 100 and adds up to 20. You got it, 10 times 10. That means my factored form is x plus 10 twice. Well, that's weird. If I have the same factor twice, couldn't I write it as x plus 10 squared? Yes, and then there's only one x-intercept right at the vertex of that parabola at negative 10, 0. Only one x-intercept because it's the same factor twice. And then what's my y-intercept? 0, 100. That's my c value staring at me right there. Factored form, what times what is negative 48 and then gives me negative 8? 12 and 4, which one gets the negative? That means my factored form is x minus 12, x plus 4. That means my intercepts are positive 12, negative 4, the opposite signs, and my y-intercept would be 0, negative 48. Next, what times what is 64? 8 and 8. This is another perfect square where you can shorten the two same factors to x plus 8 squared. Means we only have one x-intercept at negative 8, 0, the vertex, and the y-intercept is going to be at 0, comma, positive 64. Factored form, no middle term. That means it's the x minus 6, x plus 6 factors. Means we have positive 6, 0, and negative 6, 0 is my intercepts. And negative 36 is my y-intercept, the c value, staring at us. What are my factors for this last one? What times what is negative 24? 6 and 4. Which one gets the negative? That means my intercepts. And my y-intercept is the c value staring at me right there. And then just to kind of look over our key, let's see how we did on all of these. Oops, they're kind of getting covered up. Okay, so here's the top parts. Yep, that's what we had. Notice how I have you write it in intercept form. And there's those final answers. Good job.